welcome to Inkquiring Minds. My name is Doug and I'm back with another fountain pen review. And happy Canada Day to all of you who are celebrating. To the rest of you, I'm sorry. But once Canada takes over the world, then you'll all be sorry.
What garbage?
Well, what do you expect? They're Canadian.
Today I'm going to review this lovely non-Canadian fountain pen, the Asvine C80. This is a pen that puts the ass back in Asvine.
Everything's bottoms, isn't it?
With a big ass Asvine number 8 size nib.
Why didn't somebody tell me my ass was so big?
This is the first number 8 size steel stub nib I've written with from Asvine, and at the risk of giving away the ending, I had to work my ass off to get this Asvine to write. So let's take a look at it right now. I came home from vacation and found a couple of packages in my mailbox, and one of them I think I know what it is, but I'm not sure about the other one. So let's start with the one that came first, this one, and I think I know what this one is. Well, let's find out. Yeah, this is an Asvine. I can tell from the color coding of the orange and the white and the blurry Asvine through the bubble wrap. And here we have the Asvine. I think this is the C80. But we shall see. There's no markings on the outside of the box. And here we go. Asvine fountain pen instruction manual. Familiar plastic Moonman type case. Never clean your pens with alcohol. Yeah, that's a good idea. Not to do that. And there's the pen. Yes, this is the C80. Take it out of its condom and get a close-up of this beautiful pen. Look at this. That's acrylic, but it is a beautiful tiger's eye, gold and black and bits of gray. It looks like in there. No clip, cigar shape, fairly large, C80. So I'll be stoked to find an ink for this, see how much ink you can put into it eyedroppered, and see how that number 8 size nib writes. The Asvine C80. I'll show the parts and features of this pen, show some size comparisons and measurements, and then provide a writing sample. And then I'll talk about what I like and what I don't like so much about this fountain pen. Overall, the pen is a large cigar-shaped acrylic pen with no clip. It's available on Amazon at the Asvine store for about $30 US, and in 6 finishes. This brown gold, cobalt blue, galaxy blue, green glitter, light blue glitter, and purple ripple. Sounds kind of like ice cream, doesn't it? And they're available in 4 nib widths: extra fine, fine, medium, and this 1.1 stub that I have right here. I'm going to cut to the skinny here before going over the parts and features of this pen, because I want to show you what I had to do to get this nib to even put down a single line of ink on the page. This is the first number 8 size steel 1.1 stub nib that I've had from Asvine. The first number 8 size steel nib I had from Asvine was on this Asvine C2000. This one was in a medium, but this 1.1 stub refused to lay down ink unless it was dipped. I eyedropper filled the barrel with 5.6 milliliters of J. Urbain Stormy Gray and dipped the nib into the ink to get it started. After the ink from the nib dipping ran out, the pen ran dry. So I filled the converter with the same ink and primed the feed with the converter pump. The ink dripped out of the breather hole, but never made its way up to the tip of the nib. After much tweaking, I disassembled the nib unit and scored the feed channels with an X-Acto blade. After reassembling the nib, the pen now writes. It's a gusher, almost too wet now, as you'll see in the writing sample. And here is the nib and feed from the C2000. If I close up on this feed, I can show you what I did. There are the feed channels on the top surface of the feed, and they're very narrow slits that don't go all the way to the tip. I scored those with an X-Acto blade and made them go to all the way to the tip there. And I'm going to do an experiment right here and hot swap this feed from the C2000 into the C80 to see if the 1.1 stub will write with this C2000 feed. So this pen is full of ink. So I'm going to set that aside so it doesn't spill. Get out some gripper material and grip the section and the nib unit on the shoulders, just like that. And we're going to pull that out and dry up some of that ink so I don't get too messy. And there's the feed that I modified. You can see that those nib slits are much wider and they go all the way to the tip. That's how I got this 1.1 stub writing. But let's swap in the feed from the C2000. And this should confirm whether it is a feed issue or a nib collar issue or a fit issue. Fit the nib and feed together. The collar is keyed, so there's only one way it goes in. You can feel for it. There it goes. A little bit of a push so it's seated all the way. And we'll get our barrel back on again and let it sit and feed some ink down. So here what I've done is I've unscrewed the section and pumped it down a few times until ink was dripping through the nib. So there is ink in the nib right now, so it should write. We'll see whether it continues to write, because the issue I had was I would write, and when that nib and feed ran out of ink, the nib would starve from new ink and not continue. And there we go. Oh, no, it's writing again. Well, this feed seems to be working, and it seems to be a little bit better than the one that I altered. So we'll write with this for now. And with that done, let's look at this pen. The C80 is cigar-shaped top and bottom and curves up to 17 millimeters at the thickest point and is 153 millimeters in length. This is a big pen. Here it is with a Junlai Wingsung 930 and a Junlai Wingsung 630 on the bottom. You can see that the C80 is slightly smaller than the enormous Wingsung 930 and slightly larger than the Wingsung 630. It's a big pen. And here it is with a banana for scale. There is no clip, so if you put it in your shirt pocket, it'll flop around. If you put it in your pants pocket, you'll make many new friends.
He was a huge, beastly, bulging man.
This pen reminds me a lot of the Fullywen 017. This one was donated to me by fellow Canuck Doodlebud with a stub nib that he custom ground for me. Thank you, Doodlebud. The cap unscrews with exactly 2 rotations to reveal the long, thick section with a nice flare towards the number 8 size steel 1.1 stub nib and black plastic feed. Let's get a closer look at this nib. It is identical to the medium nib I had on my Asvine C2000, only without the gold plating. Has a really nice stylized Art Deco kind of engraving on it, and 1.1 in the center for 1.1 stub, and Asvine etched into it. The nib and feed are part of a nib assembly that unscrews for maintenance or swapping. The section unscrews, as you saw, and the pen comes with a 3.4 millimeter bore converter, but I filled the acrylic barrel with 5.6 milliliters of ink. There are no silicone O-rings to help with sealing the barrel if you do eyedropper it, so a liberal application of some silicone grease is recommended. Also, only fill the barrel to the bottom of those inside threads to prevent an Archimedes eureka moment.
Oh my God, ew, David!
And the inside of the cap shows a ledge milled into the acrylic that meets up with the section to seal the nib from evaporation. The cap posts deeply and securely, and because the cap only weighs about 8 grams, it doesn't unbalance this pen at all. Unposted, the pen is very comfortable in the hand, and that grip section is large. I like it. Now let's look at some size comparisons. And here we are with the Asvine C80 with a Junlai Wingsung 630, a Fullywen 017, a Magna Carta 650, and a Moonman P140. Now let's look at them posted. And here they are posted. The Asvine, the Wingsung, and the Moonman, Majon, are number 8 size nibs, but the Wingsung is a 14 karat gold, number 8 size nib. Now let's look at them unposted. And here they are unposted. Now let's look at some measurements, and then I'll come back with a writing sample. And we're back with the writing portion of the review. This is 90 GSM Clairefontaine paper, and this is the Asvine C80, and it has a 1.1 stub number 8 size nib. Let's check the wetness. Well, as you can see, it is a gusher. So, and I think that has to do with the width of those tines. I tried to narrow them down a little bit, but I've not been successful. And the ink that I have all over my hands is J. Urbain, and now that feed is starting to. J. Urbain Stormy Gray. That feed is beginning to act up a little bit more. It might be because I had the cap off for a bit. We'll see. And the line this 1.1 stub nib makes 0.3 millimeters in the horizontal and 0.8 millimeters in the vertical. So effortless. There's that feed acting up again. Effortless, as he says, effortless. No, it's drying up. So it's that feed. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get through the rest of this writing sample or not. So as I was saying, it's effortless. Prime that feed a little bit. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, now it's blobbing on me. This is effortless calligraphy. Stubs are great for that. Let's see whether I can get through my quote. And reverse writing doesn't happen. And some quick writing, I bet it's not going to happen either. No, that feed is screwed. What other word can I say? It's screwed. And I'll come back with my thoughts on this pen. So what do I like and what do I not like about this fountain pen? Well, I like everything about this fountain pen. I love the acrylic. I love the size. It's really comfortable in the hand, both posted and unposted. I love that you can use it with a converter, or you can eyedropper it and put an ass ton of ink into this Asvine. I got the 1.1 stub nib on purpose because I hadn't seen a number 8 stub from Asvine before. I'm not exactly sure what the issue is with this nib and feed. I suspect it's a combination of the wide nib slit and the distance that the tip of the nib is from the feed. That's quite a distance right there. And the ink doesn't seem to want to travel down. And widening those ink channels just made the nib almost uncontrollable. As you can see from my writing here, it's all blobby, and then it disappears, and then it blobs, and then it disappears. So that is a feed issue right there. I just got the feeling that the 1.1 stub and this number 8 size feed just don't belong together, and Asvine might need to make an adjustment to their feed design just for this stub. Overall, this is an awesome pen for $30 US, and I think I might swap in this medium nib from the C2000. I like the way it matches the gold and black of the pen anyway. And there you have it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to get instant notifications whenever a new video is posted. And you can join as a member of my channel for only 99 cents a month, and I guarantee I'll answer your comments in the comment section, and you'll get cool emojis, badges, sneak peek unboxing videos, as well as instant access to my videos the moment I post them. And that just leaves it for me to say, cross my fingers, thank you for watching. Should say thank you for skipping. And that's all she wrote. Happy Canada Day.
I made this.